Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Retailing Management online classes. This is Dr. Mahesh M. Wanjeri, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Dharwad. Okay. So, dear students, I would like to remind you that we have started learning the elements of retail mix. Okay, and the first retail mix was discussed in Unit 3, that was about retail locations. And we have started learning the second element of retail mix, merchandise assortment. So there are two chapters for merchandise. Chapter number 12, where we learned the merchandise management planning process in detail with illustrations. Okay, and now one of the stages of the merchandise planning process was buying merchandise, which is separately discussed in chapter 13. So that is what we are going to learn today. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen now. Okay, students, I hope you can see the PowerPoint slide. Yeah, anyone, can you see the PowerPoint slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, see, I have written here also in the bracket, chapter number 13 into bracket stage 6, buying merchandise. Though I briefly discussed in previous chapter, okay, but now it will be discussed in detail, because as I mentioned, for a retail firm, buying is one of the most important, okay, activity, okay, along with supply chain and buying. Okay, these two are the, okay, pillars, or you can say backbone of any organized retail firm. Of course, IT, not to forget, information technology. Okay, so that's why in chapter number 13, buying is separately discussed. So in the examination, if a question is asked, explain the merchandise management planning process. Yeah, you can write about stage 6, but in brief. Okay, so do not write 2 pages only on stage 6, because on this buying merchandise, separate questions also will be asked. So I hope you heard it and it is clear. Okay, so there are a few concepts which we are going to consider, okay, in buying merchandise. Okay, so again I would like to remind you, simple, buying merchandise means, see, it's a retail firm. Who is a retailer? Purchases from manufacturer and sells to individual customers for self consumption. Okay, so there are some concepts which we are going to learn about what type of merchandise is purchased by the organized retailers. So the first concept in this case is brand alternatives. Okay, so what are the different types of brands that are purchased by a retailer? Say for example, Big Bazaar, Reliance Smart, or more hypermarket, okay, and so on. So one is national brands. Okay, they are also referred to as manufacturer brands. So dear students, if you keep a habit of reading business news or magazines, you will come across these terms. Okay, even textbooks also help you a lot. And when you speak using these terminologies, okay, they showcase your knowledge about the subject, especially during group discussions and personal interviews. Okay, so national brands are designed, produced, and marketed by a vendor and sold by many retailers. Okay, say for example, okay, Raymond fabric. So Raymond fabric is a design, produced and marketed by the Raymond company in India. And not only Raymond shop, but also many other fabric retailers who are referred to as multi-brand retailers also sell Raymond fabric. Anything you take, okay, for that matter, even a consumer packaged consumer goods, if you take, okay, Surf Excel detergent powder, designed, produced and marketed by Hindustan Unilever Limited and sold by many retailers, organized as well as unorganized. And the second type is the private label brands, or that are also referred to as store brands. These brands are developed by a retailer and only sold in the retailer's outlets. Okay, if you go to Pantaloon, for example, West Side, for example, those who have visited, or Max, for example, Easy Buy, okay, for example, at least one store you would have visited. For that matter, even Soch, okay. So you won't find their brands like, okay, Lee, Levi's, okay, Alan Solly, okay, but you'll find some different brands, okay. So those brands are called as a private label or store brands, okay, in the Pantaloon, in Easy Buy, Mac stores, Soch, okay. So those brands are developed by the retailer itself and only sold in retailer outlets. Now Pantaloon, okay, brand of they will have again sub brands, huh? So the brands that are designed and produced by Max will be available only in Max stores. Same in case of Easy Buy stores. Same in case of Soch stores. They will not be available with multi-brand retailers or other retailers. Okay, that makes the store having an exclusive merchandise. So for example, Gap. Okay, Gap jeans are available only in the Gap stores. So like that. So I hope the distinction is clear because these are very important terms, and I have told you, okay, if any sector is doing very well in India, okay, it is the retail sector. And definitely your placement season, many more organized retailers are going to come up. Okay, and every year this subject has contributed significantly towards the placement of students. Okay, just by remembering the terminologies, okay, knowing having the knowledge of basic concepts in retailing, and the news that I teach almost in every class. Okay, I consider business news from newspaper or magazines. Okay, just with the help of that, students were able to, okay, excel during group discussion and personal interview. So reading is preferred, okay, for your placements. Okay, the next part is the categories of private brands, or okay. So categories of private brands. So remember the terms: private label, store brand, or private brand. So we learned that there are two brand alternatives for a retailer to purchase. One is national brands, other are private label or store brands. Okay. So national brand examples include your detergents, Surf Excel, Rin, okay, Wheel, etc. Then Harpic toilet cleaner, for example. And for a toilet cleaner, the private label of Big Bazaar is a Clean Mate. Okay. So same way, if you visit the different supermarkets and hypermarkets, you'll find private labels or store brands for many national brands. Okay, competition will be there between national brands and private labels. And the multi-brand retailers, okay, like hypermarkets, supermarkets, and warehouse clubs, okay, they sell both national brands as well as private labels. Okay, you should have this knowledge. Then categories of private brands, okay, or categories of private labels. The store brands or private labels are classified into the following four types. Okay, so this is for ease of understanding or ease of managing the private labels. Premium private labels. Okay, these are the brands that are designed, developed, and produced by retailer and sold only in the retailer's stores. So examples I gave: 100% private label stores are Easy Buy, Max, Soch, Pantaloon, okay, and so on. There may be many more. Okay. So, and in supermarkets, hypermarkets, and warehouse clubs, they sell a combination of national brands as well as store brands. Okay, for many of the air fresheners, room fresheners, okay, then detergents, spices, kitchenware, kitchen cleaners, or bathroom cleaners, okay, you will find private labels in that category. Okay. So premium private labels are comparable to, even superior to, manufacturers' brand quality with modest price savings. Okay. So those who have purchased from Max stores, for example, Max stores, Soch, okay. So compared to the national brands, okay, so these brands sometimes equal to national brands or even superior to national brands, okay. Okay, but compared to the price, they will have some small price savings, not very big price savings, small price savings. Okay, if you have purchased, you will have the idea. Otherwise, you can just consider the concept. Okay, so why there is some price savings? Because, okay, there is no intermediary. See, if a store is selling Levi's jeans, then what will happen? Manufacturer will sell to retailer on a margin, and retailer will sell to end user on a margin. So retailer's margin will come into picture. But if it is a private label, the brand developed by retailer and sold by retailer, so there is no intermediary now. It is directly from the producer to the customer. So one margin is saved. So that saved margin is passed on to the customers in the form of price savings by way of reducing the price. Second type of private label is a copycat. Imitate the manufacturer's brand in appearance and packaging, perceived as lower quality, offered at a lower price. Okay, so most of these toilet cleaners, okay, detergents, room fresheners, packages, if you find them in supermarket and hypermarkets, they look similar to those of national brands. Okay, but they will be lower in quality because I can recall only once I purchased a air freshener, okay, from More. It was a private label. I don't remember what was the name of it. More air freshener or something like that. It was there. It is a competitor for Odonil, a national brand and a market leader in India. Odonil, I hope okay you are aware. Okay, but Odonil, which has very high quality, fragrant, and lasts for up to 1 month. Okay, More brand of air freshener. Absolutely, there was no fragrance at all. Absolutely no fragrance. Okay, but definitely compared to Odonil, it was slightly okay lower price. Then exclusive brands developed by a national brand vendor and sold exclusively by the retailers. Okay, developed by a national brand vendor and sold exclusively by the retailer. See, initially now that exclusivity is not there. In the first year in which there is a brand of a television, VU. I repeat, VU. Okay, so the founder of this company is originally Indian. Okay, they had a brand called as Zenith, Zenith, Zenith Computers in India. Okay, but when the personal computer market went down globally, so that business was closed, and that the founder has started this company. Company full name I don't know, but the brand name is VU Television. Okay. So, but this company is registered in California, United States of America. Okay. So, in the first year of its launch, first 1 or 2 years, the brand was exclusively sold by only Flipkart. It was not available in Amazon and other stores. But yeah, by now the brand is available on Amazon as well as okay in stores also. Okay, so that is the example which I can give for exclusive brands developed by a national brand vendor and sold exclusively by the retailer. You can also consider some examples. Okay. Usually expensive luxury brands okay follow this pattern of exclusive brands. Okay, they are not sold along with competing brands. Then finally generic brands. See, these all are private labels, store brands. Generic brands are a target a price sensitive segment by offering a no frills product at a discount price. Okay, say for example, most of the spices, pulses, and cereals which you can find in a More, Reliance Fresh, or Reliance okay Smart, or so they are referred as generic brands. Okay, so you'll find their sugar, lentils, okay, like that, chickpeas, cinnamon, excuse me. So many of these cereals, pulses, and spices, okay, they will have a brand name, okay, but they will not be promoted, okay, exclusively. So those are referred to as generic brands. Okay, so target a very price sensitive segment by offering no frills product at a discount price. So even if you want to understand generic brands, if you go to Max, Easy Buy, especially Max and Easy Buy, the moment you enter, there will be a big table or a tray sort of a thing, and where you'll find some t-shirts or shorts, sometimes socks will be just thrown upon, dumped. Okay, and there will be a great offer like buy one plus one or one plus buy one get two free. Okay, or the prices t-shirts like for 99 rupees. Okay, if we check it, there will be a name for it, there will be a name on it. Okay, so that is generic brands target a price sensitive segment by offering no frills product at a discount price. Okay, so I hope it was clear about the categories of private labels. So broadly, I would like to remind you that there are two types of brands which a retailer can purchase: national brands and private label brands. Private label brands are also called as store brands. They are developed by a retailer and only sold in the retailer's outlets. And private labels or private brands are further classified into premium, copycat, exclusive, and generic brands. Okay. Yeah. Now, so before making a decision to sell whether national brands or private labels, say as I said, Easy Buy, Max, they sell exclusively private labels and zero national brands. You won't find brands like Levi's, okay, or Lee, Wrangler. No, you don't find them in Easy Buy and Max stores. Easy Buy and Max stores, okay, sell their exclusive private labels, 100% private labels. Whereas some other stores, if you consider, they sell a certain percentage of national brands and certain percentage of private labels. Okay. So on what basis this decision is made? Whereas some other retailers sell 100% national brands. So there can be three options: sell 100% national brands, sell 100% private labels, or sell a combination of national and private labels. And even when you consider to sell a combination of both national brands as well as private labels, one more question will arise: what percentage of national brands and what percentage of private labels? Say for example, if the company decides to sell 70% of private labels and 30% of national brands, or vice versa, on what basis that decision is made? See, this is an application oriented question. Okay, so pay attention. So the decision to sell national brands or private labels, or the decision on the percentage of national brand and private label, is made based on the following analysis. Okay, so here the national brands and the private labels are compared, okay, on their impact on store. If they sell national brands, what will be the impact on store sales? And if they sell private labels, what will be the impact on sales? And this impact is measured, okay, based on the following factors or criteria. So let us consider criteria 1, store loyalty. And before I move on to that, there are some signs here like plus, minus, and question mark. So plus means advantage to retailer. On that criteria, the retailer will have advantage. Minus means disadvantage to retailer. So on that criteria, it will be disadvantageous for retailer. Question mark depends on circumstances. Okay, depends on circumstances means whether it will be advantage or disadvantage, that depends on circumstances. So first is store loyalty. Okay, a store gets okay, sales, a store earns sales revenues by repeat visit of the customers. You should know that, which is called as store loyalty. So for national brands, store loyalty is a question mark. Okay, well, it depends on the circumstances, because so the same brands will be available in many stores, many retailers. So there is nothing exclusive about, okay, national brands. But sometimes, okay, depending on the location or type of service provided, okay, it may be advantageous or disadvantageous to the retailer. But for private label brands, yes, definitely, okay, it acts, okay, it is a positive point, okay, it is an advantage to the retailer, Private labels bring in the advantage of store loyalty to the store. Why? Say because if you are satisfied, if you are highly satisfied with the apparels from Soch, for example, Pantaloon, for example, Max, for example, Easy Buy, for example. See, you don't find those brands in other retailers. So you have to visit any of these stores only, Easy Buy, Max, Soch, or Pantaloons. You will not find them with other retailers. So this way, private labels are advantage to the retailer. They increase store loyalty, store image. Yeah, definitely. National brands have a very high reputation and image, and promoted nationally. Definitely, they bring in a better store image, as well as private labels. See, private labels bring in store image, provided the customers are satisfied with the private labels. You should know that. Yeah. Then see, for example, now even Reliance Trends is one more example for a store which sells 100% private labels. Vishal Mega Mart has come up, Big Bazaar has come up, but Big Bazaar also sells some national brands. Then a traffic flow. So which brand will be able to attract the customers? Well, both the brands. See, because one is a national brand promoted heavily and it will have its own image, and a private label which is exclusive. So both will attract the customers towards the store. Then selling and promotional expenses. So for the retailer, it is an advantage because selling and promotion expenses are incurred by the manufacturer of the brand. For example, whatever advertisement is done for Lee jeans, Levi's jeans, is done by the manufacturer. Retailer need not do any advertisement or incur any selling expenses. For the same for Surf Excel, Rain, Wheel, the selling and promotions will be done by Hindustan Unilever Limited. But for private labels, that selling and promotional expenses have to be incurred by the retailer because these brands are developed by the retailer itself. So that adds to the cost. Then the restrictions. Yeah, definitely when national brands are sold in retail stores, especially the market leaders, put certain restrictions for shelf space, its visibility, and regarding the discounts given by the retailer. Yes, definitely the manufacturers put some restrictions, but in case of private labels, since they are owned by the retailers themselves, there will no any restrictions. Differential advantages. See, since the national brand is sold by many retailers, retailer store or retailer will not have any differentiation or differential advantage. But definitely, yes, the stores that sell private labels differentiate themselves from other retailers, with their exclusive merchandise or with their private labels. See, now for example, we have become regular customers of, we were regular customers of, there was a store, Lilliput, which was closed. They were there now, Kopika Road, Hubballi. For my son from age 2 onwards, regularly we went to Hubballi to purchase his apparels and accessories. And thereafter, store was closed and he grew up for 6 years, I think 5-6-year-old. Then we moved to Max stores again for 3 to 4 years. We were loyal customers for Max. Then Reliance Trends has come to Dharwad. My wife also used to buy from Max. So now she has started purchasing from Reliance Trends. So how private label can assure store loyalty and provide differential advantages. Margins, well, depends on total cost per unit, which is the result of a supply chain. So margins, both question marks, because margins depend on the supply chain of the organization. If the supply chain is efficient, the margins will be higher, whether it is the same for national brand or for a private label brand. So margins depend on the logistics cost or total cost of the producing and bringing a product from place of production to the place of consumption. Okay. So I hope that was about brand alternatives. So before I move on to buying national brands merchandise, okay. Any questions do you have? Yeah, students, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so are you sure? Okay, anybody else? Yes, Nandan, any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. See, but again, interaction is not happening. Okay, so I was told, okay, by one Professor Chachdi, okay, is a retired director of KIMS, Kausari Institute of Management Studies, Karnataka University. At IIM, okay, the average reading per day by student is about 100 pages. Can you believe? And knowledge for MBA students or MBA teachers can be gathered only by way of quality reading. And reading alone is not sufficient. After reading, you have to discuss and analyze and share it by way of speaking. Okay. So, but I don't know what is preventing you from reading, discussing, and speaking business news. Okay. So classrooms should be filled with lively interaction. Okay. Then hot debates. Okay. So that is where everyone feels like rushing towards the class, where they want to contribute their ideas, where they want to share their knowledge. Okay. Okay. So new screen share, business news. Students, I hope you can see the PowerPoint slide. Right? Yeah, anybody can respond?
Sir.
I can see the news, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the news is a big basket. Okay. Big basket suffers major data loss in cyber attack. So what is big basket? Any idea? Have you seen TV advertisements of big basket?
Yes, sir. Vegetable vendor.
What is big basket?
Sir, it's sold vegetables, sir. Vegetables and groceries.
Where they sell?
Online, sir.
Yeah, okay. So big basket is, okay, India's first online grocerer. GROCERER. Big basket is India's first full-fledged online e-grocerer. They refer to as e-grocerer. Okay, what food and grocery we purchase from kirana stores, supermarkets, same merchandise is sold online. But later, eventually, Flipkart and Amazon also added a new category, food and groceries, to compete against big basket. Okay. So this news, see, a variety of news you get. It's not just about the syllabus, module, chapter, and topics. So this is how your knowledge widens. Okay, you will become master in the subject. Okay. So big basket suffers, those who cannot see because there is a bar here. Big basket suffers major data loss in cyber attack. Cyber attackers have stolen the personal details of million users of top internet grocer Big Basket, the latest e-commerce data breach to emerge as the homebound consumers flock online. Big Basket co-founder and chief executive officer Harry Menon confirmed the attack, which was first reported by US cybersecurity researcher Cybel. Okay, see what has happened in India is first reported by a US cybersecurity researcher. Okay, so the stolen data, which includes sensitive information, including email IDs, mobile phone numbers, and full addresses has been put up for sale on the dark web for more than $40,000. The Atlanta-based outfit said in a blog post. Okay, so why they hack data, personal information? So this information they are trying to sell on dark web. Dark web means illegalities. Okay, but definitely there will be many companies in India which are willing to buy that information so that they can send emails and SMSs directly to your phone number for advertisements. And especially spammers, spam mails, spam messages, okay, are very keen in buying such information. And even I can recall, okay, so this one of the world's biggest TV series, Game of Thrones. Okay, I never seen a single episode of it anyway, but one thing is sure, it is the world's blockbuster TV series. Some 7th season or 8th season was just about to be started in TV, and it was sold, the rights were sold, and the content was sold to certain channel. I don't know which channel or okay. So, and from there, the hackers downloaded all the episodes of Game of Thrones, okay, of that season 7 or season 8, and they asked for ransom, okay, from the producers to pay this much of millions of dollars, or I don't know how much it was. Okay, otherwise they will upload the content into all the freewares, like MuTorrent is one of the website from where you can download free movies and TV series. Okay, on such sites worldwide, they said they will upload, and definitely the copyright owner will incur a heavy loss. But later, I don't know what happened, whether there was some agreement between the hackers and the producers, or but no news is heard about the hackers being caught. So see, this all will add to your knowledge. You should know this. Now, what example I gave is also about a retail entertainment. It is called as, remember, it is not unrelated. Okay, it is related. It is called a retail entertainment. Entertainment reaching the end user directly on Netflix, Amazon Prime. Okay, cyber crimes are surging around the world as, okay, that is general news, but authorities are ill-equipped to handle digital investigations. Yes, this point is true. Okay, Bangalore, the country's technology hub, has set up 8 cybercrime police bureaus over the past year, each headed by a police inspector, but many of the staff aren't trained to investigate phishing, hacking, and other types of online attacks. So that is the weakness from the